part 2, and completely not related to part 1. I'm just going to talk about the small videos that I have been making for this channel. So there's going to be 6 of them in the plan. I've made 3 of them. The first one, the olive branch, they're all quite pacifistic. They're all talking about what it is to see things in a slightly different way. Olive branch links to the free book Black Emerald, and it talks about the other side. So in Black Emerald we see Vivian, and here we see King Ban. They are Arthurian characters and the adopting parents of Lancelot. It's very short. It'll take me more time to talk about it than it'll take you to watch it. It's just a minute long. And what I bring there is a little teeny tiny kingdom, and has a bit of tension between mages and fairies. Fairies are like Tolkien elves, and as he steps there as king, he has to find a solution, and there's 2 options. He can either choose a political advisory solution, or he can choose a political marriage, and of course it's love at first sight, and it's very beautiful. So I'll let you watch that. The second one, which isn't published yet but you can already see it on the playlist, is Mirror of Eileenthor, and it talks about Isadora Gifford. Isadora Gifford is a big character, but not the main character, in the last 2 books of the Evanswitches double trilogy. She's the head of the guild. She befriends Julie. She first appears in Dark Flame. And in this we see her as a younger woman. It's Outlander themed, and this is about seeing things from the opposite side. So she's English, and of course she goes out there to rescue a Scottish man. And what the mirror shows is what happens if you see things from the other side. It looks exactly the same but opposite. So she knows the Scots as something, but now she sees them as something entirely different, and she's very compassionate about it. It's what it is to see the world when you look at the so-called other side. I don't believe that there is such a thing, by the way. I think we're all human, and it's just that we have different perspectives, and any person can be like the other. Your job in life, I believe, is to surround yourself with diversity and listen, because that's when you will hear truths, plural, there isn't one. And the secret is not to go around thinking you're right. And then you will see multiple stories, you will see different things, you see that actually there's mirrors everywhere. The third one is a bit dark, Skibberreen. So it's called the Book of Kaldoorin, and Skibberreen is a very deep Irish song, and I'm linking it back to Camelot and back to Forbidden Road and Merlin's Creed, where Kim travels back in time. Now, Book of Kaldoorin is all about that initial shock when you discover that reality is far more layered than what you knew, and just that bit where you get to see that, hey, maybe this story is not exactly what you were told. She is shocked to discover that the legend it talks about, which she thinks is really Skibberreen, but it isn't. The legend it talks about is the opposite of what she's heard it. And it's true for almost any history. The pacifistic saying there is that you never know a story until you've heard both sides. You're not always going to like what you hear, but otherwise it's like living in a box, and I'm very much against it. I don't think that living in a box is good. It's a self-appointed prison, and you'll never grow if you live in a box. You'll only grow if you're willing to see different perspectives. I hope you enjoyed these videos. I've talked about them longer than all of the series of them together, but I think sometimes it's important to explain the artistic journey and the amount of inspirations that went into this, combining different historic and mythology and Arthurian and Tolkien inspirations, was actually quite inspiring. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll let you watch them.